Using a taper guide like that one on the table saw can be a little bit tricky to set up, but it's worth mastering because it's a good way to cut angles on your table saw. The deal is that I've got two legs here that I can adjust, open and close, and that changes the angle I'm going to cut at. And commonly the taper guides come with a degree mark on them like this one has on that arm. The problem is, how do I translate the line I need to cut on the board to the degrees on the taper guide? And the answer is, don't bother. I'm going to show you how to just lay it out directly onto the table saw. So here's the thing. On the board, put the line on here that's your layout line for the angle. Then bring the edge of the board up against your taper guide, and now what we're going to do is measure and measure and measure until we get this right. So right is going to be when I measure here at this end of the board, and when I come back here and measure at this end of the board, I have the same number. So in my case right now, I'm at 7 and 13/16 on that end, 7 on this end. So I need to open this up a little bit. Now I'm at 7 3/4, 7 7/8, 7 7/8, strong 7 7/8, so I'm getting close. Just under 8. Now I got to go back a little. I went too far on my side, so it just is trial and error until we get it right. I snugged up that wing nut so that it wouldn't move quite as much now that I'm close. That ain't all bad. All right, once we have the angle right, the next thing we need to do is locate the fence. In order to set the fence, what I'll do is bring the blade up to where I want it to be for my 3/4 inch stock. Then, with the taper guide against the fence and the board against the taper guide, slide the fence over, and what I'm doing is sighting through the pencil line to the saw blade until they line up. Now, remember that what we want to do here is have the taper guide and the board travel together. It's not that the board slides along the jig. They both go at the same time. And one more little bit. I think we're pretty good there. Now we're ready to make the cut. With careful setup, we're cutting right along that pencil line. We get the benefit of the good cut quality that we get from a table saw and the benefit of a nice straight cut. An alternative way to do this would be to lay out the line, cut it with a bandsaw. Then we have to go back and do a lot of work on that cut to get it nice and straight. So the taper guide works great, just a little bit fussy to set up, but once you have it right, great cut quality.